Welcome to the Hampshire 1900 start for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We're picking up on the 21st of May 1929, which is a fairly significant date for a reason which I'll explain in a little while. Now in this part, the focus is going to be on tidying up a few odds and ends, and the main focus will again be on war stock. But I thought I'd start down here at Milford-on-Sea and give you a bit of an update of what's going on in this area. And you can see what we've got here is buildings are coming together. We are starting to lay in the power. We have got the basic sewage lines laid in place, and I think we've now got the water laid in, but there's still a little bit to do with the water infrastructure. Now I do have one problem here, in the sense I've got this road vehicle here. This is an R3 bus which is virtually clapped out. So what I'm going to do is we're going to find the construction office here, and then we're going to send, at the moment it's just easier just to scrap the buses and send them up here like that. And then that will mean that if we go back over here, we'll just buy a replacement here. I mean, eventually we will get some decent vehicles in here. Go to the workshop capacity. Yeah, the R3 is still probably the best we've got at the moment, so that can come into here. So this area's still trugging along, but hopefully by 1930 we will be in a position to start populating this area. The key is going to be this area. You can see we've already finished the horse veterinarian. I mean, I could bring workers in here to do repairs, but I'd rather get these buildings finished. Especially, in fact, what I might do is just push the priority on these two construction offices, and then it means I can tidy up this area here. It looks like the water tower is pretty close. Now, if we come over to Eastleigh, there's not much in the way of change, but if you watch the previous part, you'd be aware that, oh, it's actually finished. And we've now got a vehicle construction area here. I've started moving some resources down into here. What I've done is a little bit of restructuring. We've got a lot of vehicles coming in. We've got an Alice bulldozer. Bulldozers seem to be quite popular in this area. In fact, what I'll do is, you can see here, we've got a whole series of new vehicle types coming here. It's like we've got a combine harvester. We need to take a look at that. We've got a Gaz AA oil tanker, and we also got a tractor. Okay, let me just take a look at this. We'll start with the harvester. So it's an MD number 22. Is that actually a... Let me just scoot over to here and see. It might be a Western harvester now. Oh, and that gives us a speed of 16 and 20. I'm not seeing... So that's 16 and 20. Now, the pre-war harvester that we're using at the moment is... which was what we're using over here. This is 16 and 16. So the new one over here... Apologies that I'm flashing backwards and forwards. So this harvester is marginally faster. Okay. That could be an option, but I don't want to buy them because we don't have a lot of money, and we're going to need that money for templates. We've also got a new... looks like... See, at the moment here, the Burrell's the best. It's 4015. What was the tractor that we came in? Let me just see. It's a 1530. I think that looks very much like yeah. So at the moment, the best one we're using at the moment is the Burrell 4015. If we go back over to Eastleigh, this is one thing that you do need to kind of keep an eye on. Sewing. This is 1212, so the Burrell is still best. Wow, we've got Stanlets here. You see, this has got a sewing speed of 20, but it's only got a top speed of 9 kilometers an hour. So this is a swings and roundabout situation, which I'm not really there. The other thing is, if we now do a general kind of start production. So we've now got some gases coming in. You see, they're still quite slow. They're around 36, but if we sort by speed, and well, obviously the trains are going to be fastest. I think the Russo Bolt is, well, look at that, we've got one with 75 there. We still got quite a lot. Actually, let's turn the workshop off and see what we've got for in-game now. We've got quite a lot of trains, and we've got a metro, which is a bit pointless at the moment for a reason which I'll explain. So then we got a NARM 1 here, which could be useful for police if it's available. Yeah, I mean, our top speed is still about 45 at the moment, so it's not that kind of bit of a problem. So let's just get down here and look at the template we've got. Where is it? Here. And what we want is, it's going to have to be a Western one, covered hole. This is the moment of truth. Sort by capacity. So we got the Mack truck here. It's going to cost us $133,000 for the template. So we've got, this is a 12, this is a 10. I'm not exactly sure what the difference is. This one takes a tiny little bit more steel. This one's 4.5. I mean, I wonder if these are two different mods, actually, to be honest. I mean, this one came in 1916. This one came in 1928. They've both got the same top speed. I'm not exactly sure what the difference between these actually are. Oh, this one's got a slightly more engine power, actually. This has got 56 kilometers per kilowatts. This one's got 89. I think this one might be the better, simply on the basis that if you've got more engine power, you've got a bit more acceleration. I think we're going to flash out the money cash on that. That gives us a template. And of course, what we've got to do now is get workers into here, because we can now select a template and say build. In fact, if we do that, it just keep infinitely building Mack AC series trucks. Yeah, one thing I don't know here is what the finish capacity here is. So that's something we're going to need to look into. I'm not sure. Right down here. Let's see. At the moment, I've just got materials. Materials is bringing stuff in from here, and I need. Okay, let me just find. Let me just go to the veterinarian here. Okay. We've got construction materials. We need you on this, because it's construction materials that's going to deliver the steel. What's the capacity? I don't really want to go too full on. Oh, it's only 20 tons, so we'll get 20 tons in there. And you can pick up the steel from the scrapping facility as well. Right, so, and then the other thing we're getting here, which is delivering into here. And we've got components import. Right, and you're right. Right, we're going to need fabric, electro components, and plastic. I think that's all we need, isn't it? Just double check that. Yeah. And we'll start at how much plastic we got? 6 tons. I don't want this to be too high, so I'm just going to go that way. And then, of course, what we're going to need to do is set a bus route up. So we're going to need to bring in, what have I got here? We've got a couple of vehicles kind of sat around here doing nothing. Now, I don't want this to be all out kind of total capacity. We'll get 1, 2, maybe 3 R3s. And then what we'll do is we'll set a route up all the way down to here. The other thing I am going to need is a fire station here. We still haven't actually built this, so we better prioritize that. And we haven't actually finished the bus station either. Okay, so it's not that urgent at the moment. We're gonna get 2 fire trucks in here. Let me just see. We're gonna get a couple of those in. One thing I have forgotten here, or which I always seem to forget, is the what we call it. We're gonna have to put a waste truck in there. So basically, that's all that's going on in Eastleigh. I'm putting another power supply out here because I've realised that this field over here suffers a little bit with a weak power supply, because you can see here, this one now is getting a little bit overloaded. So I've put in another substation there just to try and spread the load a little bit. Based on that, I should really check my... Yeah, we're still not overloaded, but we are creeping up. I do need to keep an eye on that. And somebody did ask me about whether this mod is. And it is a very useful mod. The only thing it looks is it's a bit odd when you put it on the coastline. It does fit best across rivers and things like that. While we're here, just show you that we are getting a steady number of vehicles coming in here. I did scrap some bulldozers from Warstock, which is over here. Now, this is where we're going to be doing a little bit more work here, just to kind of give you a bit of an update of where we are. We've got everything here is kind of finished, and we're now increasingly pushing the focus onto this area here. The road system's coming in. I think I've now managed to get the beginnings of getting this farm online. Oh, we've got another new vehicle type. Well, this looks a bit like a train set. If I come into Warstock and we find the Technical University, you see that there is no available research here. Now, we are in 1929, just to show you, on the 6th of June 1929. Now, what I'm going to show you is if we come to here, and we look down here, if I can find it. And this is something I've been talking about off and on for a little while now. You can see that it says we can research concrete track in 1929, but this is has got this but this research has got an and condition on it. So we've got the electrified railway here for wooden track. Well, it says electrified railway, but because this says 1959, these two researches being date locked is a bit irrelevant in the current configuration, simply because what you've got here is you've got, you can't research this because you've got to research this first. So suggesting that you can get concrete railway track in 1929 and also underground metro in 1943. It's quite interesting. It says underground metro there. We'll take a look at that just out of curiosity. So this is a little bit pointless at the moment, to be honest. What I would suggest is I quite agree with the idea of having the prefab panels locked behind 1955 because it does relate to modern construction. But I think what I would suggest is that to take this link out so that you've got a straight research coming out here, but maybe make concrete railway track research, say, about 1949 or maybe 1950, because that's probably around the period when concrete railway track was probably starting to be reintroduced. So have a straight line out of here saying you can research concrete railway track in 1949 or 50 if you want a round number. That means that you may not be able to make the prefab track. So that would mean that you may not be able to make the prefab slabs for the track, but it means you can import it to build it, and then maybe put the underground metro to about, say, 1952. So yeah, that's probably the best way. Maybe make this 1948 and this 1952, 53. The reason I'm saying this can go out to 1953 is that the actual underground metro is probably one of the biggest construction investments you're going to make in this game. And if you haven't got a tunneling machine, it's going to take forever to build. So pushing this to about 1953, in fact, you could almost take it to 1955, because unless, especially if someone starts in 1930, they're never really going to be in a position to build metro. So that is there. I just want to take a look at the metro track. Yeah, I mean, it's saying that the actual railway that you've got to build is all locked behind the metro anyway. So it says underground metro, but even the surface metro, it's all locked anyway. So that's what I would suggest. But at the moment, that saying 1929 for the concrete track is a little bit of a kind of a red herring, is probably the polite way of saying that. As I say, to me personally, I mean, this is very much a personal opinion, I don't have a problem with that. And as I say, that and date anomaly, but for me, would work. Right, so what I want to do in this part, as you can see, we've got a vast backlog of work to do, and also something out. I've got a building collapse. Yep. The buildings are going down like wildfire, and if you want to know the reason why, if we come up to here, entire map, show wear and tear, you can see now that virtually all the ship docks and everything that's built on the map now, monument, we've got a monument in Newport, they're all reaching the point now where they've got maintenance issue, and of course once they get to 100% they will collapse, or I think even earlier than that actually. And if while we're here, I might as well show you the wear and tear on the vehicle. We've got a heavy steam dumper. I can almost guess where it actually is. You're actually on the way back. Okay. It will get to the scrapyard eventually. Anything else in this area? See, wear and tear. We got the steam concrete mixer at 84%. We might as well send you to the scrapyard as well, because you're as good as useless. Okay, go back to, I mean, once we've got workers out here, we can get this place into its normal condition. Okay, it looks like this guy's come out. Oh, no. Are you in? Yeah, you're in here. So we need another concrete mixer here. Workshop capacity. Just invest another 9,000 in that. Just have a quick look. Got heavy. Maybe we can push the steam dumper for. Where are you? I think we can get a little bit more use out of these because, wow, we've actually built this as well. So we got this here, this here. We've now got this built. We're gonna put you on the border. Put you on the border. What I would like to do, if possible, are you on everything auto detect? Yes, you are. Okay. I think, how many slots have you got? Yeah, you've got a few more slots than this horrible mess here. Right, we are going to disturb these. At the moment, I'm just going to shove everybody in here. That's the depot. That one's full up. And that will mean that I can now reclaim these because I might need them. Keep the depot. Get rid of you. Because I say I might need these construction offices. Demolish you as well. Okay, we've got one construction office left here, which is okay. There's no problem. We've now got a distribution office here, so once we've got everything close enough, which we need the power, this needs to be high priority. Just make sure these guys are, yep. And I need to put the power substations in here now. I'm not too worried about these row houses. I am going to suspend the construction on these. Now, I don't think we're going to need these at the moment. We've got plenty of property here. What's this here? Oh, we got a little pedestrian. Gonna bump the priority on that because we're going to need the link through into there. That's there. This is here. Right, we're going to need the power supply in now. So while we're here, we might as well plan it. I think I mean the town is pretty big, and we've got to encompass this in order to get everything to work. So what we're going to do is how far across the town are you going to go? I think we'll put you out about there. That covers half the town. So let's put you here. That needs to be connected as well because that's going to be our pollution monitoring. Go underground. We're going to need the full capacity of I think you can come there and wait, I want that. I don't want you going all across the map like that. Okay, so that will cover that side of the city or town, whatever you want to call it. Oh, the monument doesn't need power. Oh, that's interesting. It's good to know. I'm going to put in a little bit of an overlap with this as well. So put you there. What I'm going to try and do now is run off the back of this one. Put you to there. This is where it's going to get a little bit messy. You have to go underneath to there. And put you to there. So technically I will need to double check to make sure, but I think we should have enough in here to go. Where's the... We've got the stall there. We've got the secret police. We've got that there. We've got the historic hospital here. I think we've got the private school, the opera house, athletic club. We've got a kindergarten here, which is probably not going to be big enough, but it would be big enough to start with. In fact, I might plan a second kindergarten actually from the get-go. Do we have a pub? That's the bar. So we've only got that small athletic club. That might be an issue. Then again, we can start the population small. I think what I will do is we've got quite a nice connection here. So I'm going to put in another kindergarten. I'm going to put you up here, complete with footpaths actually. Actually, can I? I put you there. That's there, that's there. In fact, I think what I might do is put the kindergarten down here because we've got a kindergarten there. Actually, I wouldn't mind. Put a kindergarten there. Yeah, I think we'll put a second. Kindergartens are always one of these things which take a... We'll put a second kindergarten there. Put that on high priority. And then we're almost going to be good to go. One thing I will want to double check is... Yeah. Yeah. See, the vehicles are trying to repair, but I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. We'll let them cancel. Just want to... Okay, we've got an issue here in the sense that that's not close enough for them to walk to. So I'm going to... I think we're coming behind here. Cancel. That's a street. We'll build that. And then what that should do is... Yeah, that will give us connection to a workforce there. So that will give everything that we actually need in this area. Okay, so that distraction gone. Right, we're back to Warstock. Now, what I have done is I've built something down here and I can't remember where it is. Now, this is going to be a very highly specialized one. So we're going to remove all the detect from here. It's telling me I've got a broken vehicle. Oh, well, it's probably the one that's trapped. So we've got to remove everything from here. Come here. And what I want to do is put... Okay, we've got another new vehicle. And I'm going to bring in... What we got here? Oh, we got 40. Okay, workshop capacity Okay, we got the Gaganu here. I think we're going to bring in 3 of those. What this is going to be is, because build out here, I'm going to need a bit to be able to target the workforce, and this is why I've built this here, so that I can send a workforce out to build certain things, because that's what's slowing things up a little bit at the moment, is the fact that we got here, this is a gas AA water tank. So we've got this underway. So we've now got this running. I've actually filled in the water, the hole that was here. Now I've put in this here because what I want to do is put an aggregate dock here, because I want to kind of carry on finishing off this, because the last part we planned this coal mine area, and I've realized that I'm going to need to be able to get control, but I've put this coal mine back in again so that I can work out where I want to put the and I want an aggregate unloading. Okay, we're gonna have to, I mean, I could put it there. The problem if I put it here is this area here, but then again, if I put this here, then again, if we're unloading and bringing in, because what I want to do is bring in coal and iron. Oh, look at that, we can get that just there. I think we will go for that, because this will feed into here. So we're going to put this here, and of course what we're going to need, now this is where it's going to get a bit tricky, because I would like to import both coal and iron. Now how many, we've only got the 2 connections here. Wow, we got another, we got a common combine. Okay, let me just, we're on the 29th of July. It's a little bit too late for, let's see what we've got. What is this? Wow, I don't know why I've got this such a big queue here. What are these guys? Oh, it's still steel. And of course we're importing crops. That means we've run out of crops. But because I got this food factory now, we've got a lot more reserve in here as well, which makes things a little bit easier. But I do really need to get rid of this problem. Anyway, back to combine harvesters. We got the common, this is 1220. This is the actual one that's available as part of the early start DLC. That's quite nice. It's marginally slower than the People's Combine. It's got we might now I'm not gonna, I don't think I'm gonna rush out and do that, but what I might do, this is where we can start to use harvesting. We're gonna set you as a replacement. This is where we can start now using this auto replacement a little bit more effectively now, that we can say, right, when these vehicles get too old, we can replace them with these. And then of course what we can do is, if something better shows up, we can then make that a little bit better as well. Okay, back to here. What I want is a come in here. These are big, 5,000. Let me just see. My instinct is to go really big with both these imports, because this could be the And at the moment 5,000 is the biggest. I think what we will do is we'll put one here. Now these need a direct link to the actual actually I could probably push you out a little bit further actually. As long as it's got a direct link to the port. Not the, but then again with ships it doesn't really make that much difference. Because ships, there is no automatic distribution office for ships. So yeah, maybe we can push these out. Let's see how flat the land. Oops, no. I'm kind of thinking. My instinct actually is to put them right up. But then again, we may want to use this space here. So maybe... Okay, let me just see if I can get this in here. Yeah, we're going to put the aggregates here. So I'm just going to whack these down. And what I want is one for coal and one for iron. We're not going to bring iron ore in, but we may need to import iron later in the game. Simply because we're probably not going to get enough from the our iron fields. So actually, that's got a direct link. Okay, well this could be quite a little bit neat here. If I can, oh, that'd be awesome if I could do that. Although that might be problematic in the sense that let me just push out to a bit of land from center. We'll do this so that they're both on the same level. So if I can get enough so the game will pick up this as a template, that should be enough. Okay, whoops. Push you round like that. Put you side by side. We've got the conveyor runs out that way. Push that out. Oh, it's going to be a bit of a problem with the... We'll push you back slightly like that. Because we're going to need to get a road up that way. So we just remove this one and push you back a bit as well. So, because this is real super long-term planning. So this will be coal, this will be iron on this side. Okay, we'll put you like that. Put you, just get that out like that. This is probably going to be too low for a road, so we see if we can get a road through. Yep. So what we'll probably have to do is get some height. Don't need that. Go as well. We're going to need a connection from here, because this is going to be the coal. So we will need a conveyor okay, we'll use this one. Make sure you pick up on the right one. Kind of do something like that. Just use 2 road connections. It doesn't really make that much difference. I would like if maybe now if we've got ships unloading, you can use single conveyors to actually offload that way, but but in some ways part of me says do it the proper way. So we could do something like that, and then put another one alongside it like that, so it kind of looks connected. Of course, these will give me the height that I will need, so we can put a road through there. No, cancel that. We're going to stick with gravel just for the moment. Now this one will probably we'll need to send a conveyor to there. So if we keep fairly clear of the coal mine, so I've got plenty of space to work with. So we got that there, and then we can push the road out this way a little bit, just for, we'll build this first, connect that up, and just to kind of double check, you can come in there too, and then you can come in there. Okay. Is that, yeah, you're gonna have to pull away from the conveyor slightly, which would kind of make sense, and you would have to do this. Oh yeah, you've got an almost straight line this, because this one kinks out a little bit. Where I'm trying to keep the road lengths out here as long as possible. The reason for that is that these these really do need to have, how can you put it, the less time it takes to get a bulldozer out here, the better. So we've now got an aggregate port here, which is going to be quite key to our steel industry. We'll get coal from here, which will come into here, and then the possibility of iron ore things here. I think we're now moving, let me just see, we've got the iron mines there, we've got coal down there, we can run conveyors. I'm starting to think steel mill here, although it's going to be a bit close to that area there. Yeah, I think we may need a steel complex here, but I suppose the other possibility is that we could move it. I think it will depend on where we will put the steel mill. I think I need to think very, very carefully about where we're going to need the steel mill, because we could use trains to move from here, because what we could do is put a, where is it, an aggregate loading. We could do something like this, which will give us the ability to load this onto trains. Yeah, we could move the coal and the trains whether we put the steel mill, but we'll leave that, put that decision off for the moment, because I can't see the point. If we got, right, we now got these guys in here. What do I want built? Okay, we got a 2B crane. Those excavators are nice, but they're not that useful, to be honest. I think what I would like to do, probably do for the moment, is we're going to start by putting you guys onto this, so we can push this bit forward, because I do want to start expanding the town. I'm quite happily allocating this. yeah, see, we got, this is the part of the problem that I've got, that these are not getting the excavators to drive things forward. The same with this plumbing there. This is the reason why I got these guys, so that I can get them to finish off these little jobs that's kind of hanging around, being very, very annoying. And also jobs like this, although this is just waiting for the road crews, and we may need another road crew. The other thing I also did, I forgot to mention this, is I've planned the conveyor out to here for our coal mining industry here. So this is the reason why I want to expand out this way, and we need to plan this out a bit more. But that will be probably the subject of the next part. Let's see this queue. Really do need to start thinking about if there's any way that I can sort this queue out. Let me just check this as well while we're at it. Actually, let me just check something else as well, because I do want to clean this up. Okay, I think the demolition office has done its magic, so where are you? I think what I might do, because they kind of worked quite well, I think we're going to start cleaning this area up as well. I'm kind of reviewing this port position here. I've got a little bit of an idea, and what I'm half thinking is moving some of the port facilities down to here. Okay. Now this isn't. Oh yes, Southampton docks has collapsed now. Okay, let me just check the demolition crews here. This in some ways isn't quite so bad, because I've kind of think I would like to put the docks over here or over here, and then we'll use this as an expansion to the town, so we can have kind of things going on down here. Let me just pick up the demolition office here. Yeah. The reason I'm not pushing these too hard is simply down to the fact that these are I think we're starting to get rid of you. Yeah, I mean, we got 925 tons of hazardous waste there that needs to be removed. Yeah, the reason I'm not pushing these too hard is simply down to the fact that this is long term. Anyway, back to here. I think what we're going to do is come this way. Let me just see. Where did, oh, it was these guys. We need to pick up from here. Workers, send you down to, oh, it's not here. I don't really want to set the route up here. Okay, it's the new road crew. Does help if you actually allocate a okay. We'll get that down there. I don't want to set the route up just yet. We got some steel. We got that. The only thing we haven't got is, yeah, we got fabric. We've got everything in theory we need to make this. The only thing we haven't got is workers. So we'll get that. sorted out. And I think just to go through, okay, we're now on the 1st of September. I've got my new setup up here, so we don't need to keep shuffling these backwards and forwards because I've got these guys who are keeping the crops flowing into here now, so I don't need to mess about with those. Traffic jam, yeah, you're probably up here. Oh, this could be useful. Gaz 1929 road crane. That, oh yeah, we're certainly going to check you out. I mean, any vehicle that kind of gives you a bit of an edge, you certainly want to check out. Yeah, this is 30 kilometers now, so this is slower, but it's actually got more oomph. So again, I think what I will do is road crane. Oh, what we got here? Let's have a look at what available. That's actually for dollars, so we don't really want that. I think I'm going to prepare to sacrifice speed for productivity, I think. So we're going to replace you that way. So we'll get that going. Ooh, I really do. I need to do these, finish this road off actually. I've been working on this for a little while. Road crew. Where's the road gone? I really do need a shortcut though. I'll put you in because that is quite an important link. But because this is one of my waste collection bases there. Okay, I'm aware that I'm running out of time again. Time really flies quickly when you're doing this. Wow, okay, you built that. That's a bit risky, but it does mean that my rail construction train can get in here. And in fact, let me just check the. These guys have done very well, actually. Oh yeah, this is the tram station. So we need. Well, we're starting to build tram track now, so. You get you on there. Build this. That means we can break into the tram stop, and then why is that 2 sections? Is that? Let me just check this track. That doesn't look good. That's tram, that's tram. That really should be connected then. Yep, better. Yeah, the tram track's going to run out through here. And then it's going to run out over here in the direction of the South Sea. Eventually, once it's been built. So we can push out that way. We've got this bridge here. We just need to push. Would certainly like to get this farm up here. This has been built. I wouldn't. I suppose I could get this bit being built and this being built. Because then that means, because we've already got a line here. Oh, this is an interesting. Okay, where is my track? What's my track layer doing? Let me just see. not a lot. I think the trouble is to get all this working, we're going to need power. What are you working on? I don't know what you're actually meant to be working on at the moment. Let me just, I think we'll get you there. What bit of track are you working on at the moment? Okay, you're building this. That's okay. And then what we'll do is we'll build out to here. And then we can get this finished. Ground crew. It's going to be, oh, the ground crew's already working on this area here. You've picked that up. You can work on that. You need a workforce on it. We've got the ground crew and road crew working on that. We need deliveries of components to here. Where are you? To this. We need that built. Oops, wait. Okay, we've got another new vehicle coming in. That needs to be built. Where's my guys here? Oh, it's above ground, aren't they? These are above ground connectors. Get you, need them working on that and that. I think we're gonna, I do really need to push these bridges. Okay, we'll get you on here. Let me just see. Yeah. Sometimes these bridges just need a bit of a nudge to get going. The other area where I haven't really been paying that much attention to is out here. Okay. Just move this road here out. And I'm going to build a gravel mushy road out here as well. I need this. Okay, building on fire. Where are you? You should be well under control. So the next part we'll work on that, and I'm aware that I'm kind of rambling, but we do have another new vehicle here. So we've now got some ammo 15s come in. Let me just take a look at these. The ammo 15s, let's take a look. Sort by. Again, that they're all quite small, but they could be very, very useful. In fact, I think, let me just take a look at my police station. At the moment we're running the Russo bolts. Sort by speed. Looks like the Russo bolt at the moment is still the top one for police. How about it's personal cars, isn't it? I think we're going to standardize our kind of secret police as well. It's very important when you're going along is to try and start to standardize your vehicles, because that spins back to over here if you're going to start moving towards. I mean, you don't need to do it like this early in this if you don't want to, but eventually you will want to try and standardize there. Okay, so we've now got this going. So the final thing we're going to do in this part is we're going to come here, we're going to pick up there. I'll clear that. Actually, we'll start again. Nope. Let's do it properly. Let me just name this Crawley bus stop. I'll call it Veer Rod Drop. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.